Howdy friends, welcome back to my herbal kitchen for another 5-minute herbalism. I'm really excited about this one. We are going to make a DIY yoga mat spray. It was about, and I wrote about this in my email newsletter. If you're not on my email list, I encourage you to get on that. One of the fastest ways to get on it and get something in return is to snag my new free ebook, which is starting with Herbal Basics. And so you'll get a free ebook and land yourself on my email list as well. So the link for that is below. But I talked about this a while back where I was getting some resistance in my body to doing things like weight training and that kind of stuff. You know, I was suffering from injuries. Nothing was really kind of going my way. And it wasn't until I was away on vacation with my family and I attended a yoga class that my body was like, we remember this. And so I've been diligently practicing yoga now for, it's probably been close to 5 weeks. And I can't tell you the difference it has made to return back to this practice. I've been doing yoga since university, but you know, the practice kind of slipped away as I was trying to explore other ways of fitness. And yeah, welcome home to me. I also just bought myself a brand new yoga mat. We should talk about that a little bit too, because in the wide world of yoga mats, there are a lot of synthetic products out there. And if you found your way to my video, the chances are that you don't want to have a lot of kind of hinky chemical garbage in your life, which is why you want to make a natural DIY yoga spray. But guess what, friends? What's in your mat? And so I actually just purchased a brand new cork mat, environmentally friendly, no toxins. I'll put a link for it below as well, just in case you're in the market for a new yoga mat. But it is something to think about as we venture into this low toxin world. What are some of the changes that we can make? And of course, a DIY yoga spray is one of them. There's going to be a couple options on how you want to do this, depending if you want to go essential oil free or if you're okay with some essential oils. Really, the choice is up to you. You're going to need witch hazel of some kind. There are recipes out there where you can use vinegar if you want. If you decide you're going to swap for vinegar, you're probably going to want to use about 1 part vinegar to 3 parts distilled water, or you can just do what I'm doing and use witch hazel. I'm also going to be using dried rosemary. If you're lucky enough to have fresh rosemary available to you right now, that's awesome. Use that instead. If it wasn't still winter, I would be doing that. And you're going to want some orange peels of some kind. You're going to need a 500 milliliter mason jar and a piece of parchment paper. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to measure out a generous 1/3 of a cup of dried rosemary. Now, rosemary's got some really great antimicrobial properties. You could also substitute thyme or oregano if you want. But because I am going to add just a few essential oils to this, I'm actually picking a scent blend that I really like together, which is rosemary, orange, and a little bit of patchouli. And I haven't decided. I might do one other essential oil too. I haven't decided yet. And then you're just going to take your orange peel pieces and tuck those in there. Now, eventually, I do hope to get a written version of this available. Right now, my website is being migrated to a new platform. And so I'm not adding any new recipes to the blog. But hopefully you can remember this all or write it down. So this is 1/3 of a cup of dried rosemary. You can use a bit more if you want, but I don't feel it's necessary. This is the peels from 2 like small clementines. So 1 large orange would probably do. And from here, you're just going to fill. And of course, as I'm filming this, I realize I don't have a lid. So you'll have to bear with me for 1 second. And you're just going to fill your jar with your witch hazel. Okay, so once your jar is filled, you're going to want to take a piece of parchment paper. This is especially important if you are using vinegar, but most witch hazels do have a small amount of alcohol. And just in case, we're going to put that barrier over top, place our lid, and then screw the screw band on. All right, so we want to make sure that we label our jar so that we remember what's in here. This is going to have to sit for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So this is where we're going to have to muster some patience and be okay with this taking a little bit of time. So make sure you label it. Cool, dark place. If you can remember to give your jar a shake every day, it'll actually be done faster because all of those chemical constituents are being agitated and sort of speeding up the process. But if you don't remember, don't worry about it. Just make sure you put a date and what's in here. Now, once you're done, once this is done macerating, it's a fancy pants word in herbalism for sitting and soaking, you're going to want to strain all of your herbs out and your orange peels. And then you're going to be left with an infused witch hazel that has pulled out all of those beautiful properties of the rosemary and the orange peels. At that 2 to 3 week period, I do recommend 3 weeks if you've got enough patience. You're going to need a spray bottle of some kind. If you plan on using essential oils, please, 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 friends, use glass. You are going to have, unfortunately, there's still a bit of plastic even with the glass spray bottles, but you don't have to worry about any of the chemicals from the bottle, at least, leaching into your spray. From here, I'm probably going to add, I would say, about 4 drops total of patchouli, and I'm thinking 1 or 2 drops of cinnamon. That's it. So I'm going to go really light. So for this bottle size, and I believe it's 120 milliliters. So for my American friends, I'll try to remember to write the ounces down here. I'm using 6 drops of essential oil total. And what I'll probably do is experiment. So I'll probably put like 1 or 2 drops of patchouli and see if that smell is strong enough. So then I'll have a fabulous mix of rosemary, oranges, patchouli, and cinnamon, which if anyone remembers my work from many, many, many years ago, I used to make a soap with that blend and it was my most popular. But you, of course, can do whatever you want. If you don't want to use rosemary, you can use thyme, you can use oregano, you can use lavender. Work with what you have. If you have fresh herbs, use those. If you have dried herbs, you can use those as well. So when you're ready to use your spray, it's pretty easy. All you're going to do is spray down your mat with your yoga mat spray. I like to use reusable paper towel, something that's cloth. You can use paper towel. I mean, it's not as environmentally friendly, but mostly it's just going to start to rip up and you're going to get bits of paper towel all over your yoga mat, which nobody wants. So if you've got a cloth, an old t-shirt or something that you can cut up into cleaning cloths, works really well too. You're going to spray your mat down, give it a good wipe, and you're done. You can clean both sides if you want, especially if you've got one of those yoga mats that's reversible. But yeah, that's it. How simple is that? You have just made a DIY yoga spray. So now you can confidently move forward in your yoga practice knowing that you're not being exposed to any chemicals or anything like that. Now, if you've got any questions or comments, you know what to do. Leave those below. I'm really good at getting back to those. Don't forget to snag my new free ebooks. You can get onto my email list, stay in touch with me, especially if you're local to me. I've got lots of in-person events and that kind of thing that you might want to know. Also, please give this video a thumbs up and a like if you did enjoy my content. That helps tell the YouTube algorithm to share my video with other people who have similar interests to you. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope this helps bring some clarity, peace, and cleanliness to your yoga practice. Until next time, this is Corinne from Spiraea Herbs, wishing you health, wellness, and of course, namaste.